September 4 is not just another day on the calendar. It carries the weight of judgment, the kind that does not come from outside, but from within yourself. On this day, life will not ask you to explain who you are with words. It will demand proof through your actions, your strength, and the stability of your spirit. September 4 is a mirror. It reflects back to you the exact level of preparation you have cultivated over time. If your foundation is weak, the cracks will show. If your inner structure is strong, you will stand unshaken. That is why September 4 feels different. It is a crossing, a decisive point where the truth of your own efforts is revealed without disguise. Every person faces moments when the external world shakes their balance. September 4 amplifies this shake. It is the day where the illusions you have built fall apart, and only what is real can remain standing. It is not punishment. It is not reward. It is exposure. Exposure of who you truly are beneath the masks, beneath the excuses, beneath the stories you tell yourself. Some will collapse under this weight because they spent too long avoiding their own reflection. Others will rise because they have trained for this exact moment, not by chance, but by discipline. September 4 is not a day to seek comfort. It is a day where comfort becomes the trap and growth demands discomfort. When the storm arrives, the tree with shallow roots is torn apart, but the tree with deep roots bends and survives. Your roots are your habits, your thoughts, your inner strength. If you have spent your time nurturing them, September 4 will not break you. It will prove you. If you have neglected them, September 4 will not be gentle. It will confront you with the reality of your own choices. Think of this day as a threshold. Once you step through, there is no going back. The old patterns that kept you stagnant will not hold any power. The illusions that gave you false security will dissolve. September 4 marks the dismantling of the old and the birth of the new. But this birth is not automatic. It requires your will, your discipline, your awareness. Collapse or rise, that is the line drawn on this day. On September 4, the judgment is not delivered by another person, nor by the world outside. It is delivered by the life you have created up to this point. If you have been building strength in silence, it will roar to the surface. If you have been wasting your energy in distraction, it will be exposed. There is no hiding. The clarity of this day cuts through every layer of illusion. It shows exactly what you are without apology. That is why it feels so heavy. That is why it feels so decisive. But there is also freedom in this. September 4 is not designed to destroy you. It is designed to wake you. It forces you to see with precision the path you are truly walking. For those who collapse, this collapse is not the end, but the breaking of the false. For those who stand, this standing is the affirmation that growth has already taken root deep within. Both are judgment, both are truth, both are necessary. Do not mistake September 4 as an external punishment. It is the arrival of truth. If you collapse, it is because collapse was already written in the way you lived before this moment. If you rise, it is because you chose discipline long before this day arrived. That is why September 4 matters. It compresses time. It takes all your choices and places them in a single spotlight. Suddenly, everything becomes visible. September 4 is a reminder that every day before it was preparation. The food you ate, the thoughts you allowed, the words you spoke, the actions you repeated, all of it gathers here. It is all present in this moment. It is all carried into this judgment. There is no escape from yourself. You either walk into this day as the strongest version you have built, or you walk in carrying the weight of your own neglect. The drama of September 4 is not in the chaos outside, it is in the battle within. Some will tremble and lose their balance. Others will walk with calmness through the storm. This is not luck. This is the result of cultivation. The storm respects only those who've trained, and training does not begin on September 4. It is revealed on September 4. This is why September 4 cannot be taken lightly. It is the great unveiling of your own life. It is the day of judgment because it judges nothing but your truth. What you have been hiding is brought into the light. What you have been building is tested. Collapse or rise. There is no middle ground. September 4 cuts sharply, and it does not wait for your permission. The weight of September 4 is also its gift. It gives you the rare chance to see clearly who you are, without the filters, without the illusions, without the comfort of lies. If you collapse, you know what must change. If you rise, you know you are ready for the next step. Either way, growth is the outcome. This day is dramatic because it forces transformation. It does not allow you to stay asleep. It demands that you wake fully and without hesitation. September 4 is coming, and it will not bend for you. It will only reveal you. Collapse or rise, that is the choice. That is the judgment. That is the truth. September 4 is the test of inner strength. On this day, nothing from the outside can protect you if the inside is weak. No possession, no title, no mask of confidence can hold up when the weight of September 4 presses down on you. The truth is, strength has nothing to do with muscles or appearances. It has everything to do with the power to remain centered when the storm arrives, the ability to breathe steadily when chaos surrounds you, the discipline to hold your ground when fear pushes against you. September 4 is the day where all distractions fall away and only your inner strength decides whether you collapse or rise. The test of September 4 is not loud, it is silent. It does not ask for shouts or declarations. It demands proof in stillness. If your mind has been restless, it will scatter under pressure. If your emotions have been unchecked, they will explode. If your spirit has been neglected, it will break. This day reveals the cracks you have ignored. It forces you to face yourself directly. September 4 does not create weakness, it exposes it. And in the same way, it does not create strength. It uncovers the strength you have cultivated long before. Strength is not built in a single day. It is formed in the quiet hours when nobody is watching. It is formed in every choice you make, in every temptation you resist, in every step of discipline you take. September 4 will not ask you what you planned to do. It will show you what you actually did. Every thought, every action, every habit has been stacking silently inside you. And on this day, the weight of all of it will press against your core. If your foundation is steady, you will not collapse. If it is fragile, the test will crush you. On September 4, the storm does not wait for you to be ready. It arrives, and your readiness is revealed in that instant. The test is not about winning or losing against the world outside. It is about whether you have mastered yourself. The weak spirit seeks to blame, seeks to run, seeks to hide. The strong spirit looks directly into the storm and knows it cannot be broken. That is the difference that September 4 makes clear. Collapse is not the result of the storm itself. Collapse is the result of not preparing the self for when the storm comes. This test of inner strength is not given as punishment. It is given as truth. It shows you where you stand in your journey of growth. For some, September 4 will be the moment of awakening, the moment they finally realize that strength cannot be borrowed, cannot be faked, cannot be delayed. For others, it will be the confirmation that their discipline has not been wasted, that their silence, their struggles, their sacrifices have shaped them into something unshakable. Both are judgment. Both are necessary. Imagine walking into fire. If you have trained your body and mind, you move with steady steps, knowing the flames cannot consume you. If you have avoided training, the fire burns you instantly. September 4 is this fire. It does not change based on who enters. It is the same for everyone. The only difference is what you bring into it. Strength turns the fire into transformation. Weakness turns the fire into collapse. That is why this day matters so much. It separates illusion from reality. The test of inner strength is dramatic because it allows no pretending. You cannot speak your way out of it. You cannot act confident while being hollow inside. September 4 strips you of all performance and leaves only truth. In that moment, you will know exactly how much power you have cultivated, how much discipline you have lived, how much resilience you have developed. Nothing can be hidden. Nothing can be faked. The beauty of September 4 is that even collapse becomes a lesson. When you collapse, you learn that strength must be built, not imagined. You learn that ignoring the inner world has a cost, and that cost is exposure when the test arrives. Collapse is not failure, it is awakening. It is the clear message that you must rebuild, that you must rise from the ruins with deeper discipline and stronger will. And for those who rise, the test confirms that their path is true, that the energy invested in growth was not in vain. Strength is not about never shaking. It is about standing even while shaking. September 4 does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be real. When the pressure builds, you do not need to be untouched. You need to remain unbroken. The true measure of strength is endurance. Can you endure the storm without letting it destroy your core? Can you remain upright when everything pushes you to fall? That is the essence of the test. September 4 will come, and in that moment, no one can lend you their strength. You stand alone, with only what you have built inside yourself. The world will not bend for you. The storm will not soften for you. Only your preparation, your inner discipline, and your unshakable will can carry you through. Those who collapse will know why. Those who rise will know how. That is the clarity this day delivers. The test of inner strength is the most honest teacher. September 4 does not lie, it does not flatter, it does not forgive weakness disguised as strength. It speaks with precision, it shows you who you are. And in that truth, you are given the chance to transform, to awaken, to rise beyond what you thought possible. September 4 is judgment, but it is also liberation. Collapse or rise. The decision is not made on that day, it is made long before. September 4 only reveals it. September 4 is the dividing line. It is the day where collapse and rise are no longer ideas but living realities. On this day, the choice becomes visible and the difference between the two paths becomes impossible to ignore. September 4 does not wait for you to decide in the moment. It simply shows what has already been chosen through your daily actions, your silent habits, your hidden mindset. It is the unveiling of truth. Collapse or rise, there is nothing in between. Collapse on September 4 means surrendering to fear, to weakness, to the chains you refuse to break. It means falling into the comfort that has been slowly poisoning you, giving away your power in exchange for short-lived ease. Collapse is not an accident. It is the result of neglect when you avoid discipline, when you ignore the voice inside calling you higher, when you let distraction rule your life. Collapse is the natural outcome. On September 4, all the hidden cracks widen. What you tried to hide will shatter and the illusion of strength will fall apart. Rising on September 4, however, is not a gift. It is not luck. It is the harvest of every step you took toward growth. It is the proof of all the small battles you fought and won against yourself. Rising means you have built the foundation so deeply that when the storm presses against you, you do not fall, you expand, you do not run, you face, you do not crumble, you endure. To rise on this day is to meet the storm with calm eyes, to step forward with the power of one who has prepared in silence, and to declare through your presence alone that nothing can break you. September 4 is dramatic because it forces a split. There is no safety in the middle, no comfort in hesitation. Either you rise into your higher self or you collapse into the weight of your own neglect. Collapse is heavy, it drags you down into the shadows of regret. Rise is light, it carries you forward with strength and clarity. The difference is not decided on the surface, it is born within. The weak spirit is exposed in the fire. The strong spirit is purified by it. To collapse on September 4 is to waste the opportunity. It is to give away your chance for transformation by clinging to weakness. Collapse is the choice of the unprepared, the choice of those who lived as if tomorrow would never test them. It is the surrender of responsibility. But collapse also carries pain, and in that pain lies the seed of awakening. Sometimes collapse is the only way a person learns that growth cannot be delayed, that strength cannot be faked. To rise on September 4 is to step into a new level of self. It is not only survival, it is transformation. It is proving to yourself that you are not the same person you were before, that the old chains no longer hold you, that your spirit is stronger than any circumstance. Rise is victory, not against others, but against your own limitations. Rise is freedom, the kind that cannot be given, only earned. To rise on September 4 is to claim your rightful place in the flow of life, to stand tall when everything around you calls you to bow down. This day is not gentle. September 4 arrives like fire, like storm, like a force that cannot be reasoned with. Collapse or rise, this is the only language it speaks. And when the weight of the moment presses on your chest, when your mind screams to run, when your fear tells you to hide, your decision becomes clear. The weak spirit collapses. The strong spirit rises, not because the storm is different, but because the preparation was different. The storm does not choose for you, you choose long before. September 4 is also a reminder that life is not about comfort, it is about growth. Collapse is the path of comfort. Rise is the path of challenge. Comfort creates weakness. Challenge creates strength. Collapse and rise are not random, they are reflections of the path you walked. On this day, everything you are comes forward in one sharp moment of clarity. Collapse reveals what must be rebuilt. Rise confirms what has already been built. Both are necessary, but only one moves you forward. The drama of September 4 is the drama of truth. Collapse is the death of illusion. Rise is the birth of power. Collapse feels like destruction, but it is only the breaking of the false. Rise feels like ascension, but it is only the expression of what you already are. This is the weight of this day. It forces you to see yourself without filter. It does not allow you to hide behind words, appearances, or excuses. Collapse or rise, the mirror will not lie. To live through September 4 is to realize that life is always preparing you for such moments. Every morning you wake, every choice you make, every habit you repeat, it all gathers silently, waiting for the day when truth calls. That day is September 4. The test is not new. It is simply the unveiling of what you have already done. Collapse is the harvest of neglect. Rise is the harvest of discipline. The line is drawn. September 4 does not bend it. It only reveals it. Collapse or rise, this is the judgment. This is the truth. This is the destiny you have already chosen. On that day, there is no pretending, no delay, no escape. There is only you, the storm, and the result of the life you have built. Collapse or rise on September 4, the world will know. September 4 carries with it the weight of awakening. It is not simply a date where events unfold outside of you. It is the day where the deepest shift must occur inside of you. On this day, life calls you to wake up from the illusions you have been living under, to break the chains of patterns that no longer serve you, and to step into the clarity of a higher self. September 4 is not about the noise of the world, it is about the silence that speaks within, the voice that demands you rise beyond the person you were yesterday. This is why it feels like judgment, because judgment is not about punishment, it is about truth. On September 4, the truth of your spirit will be exposed, and the truth is the beginning of awakening. Awakening is not a comfortable process. It is not soft or gentle. It tears away the illusions you have clung to. It strips the false layers you have built around yourself. On September 4, the comfort you once believed to be safety will be shown as the cage it truly is. Awakening is always dramatic because it forces you out of sleep. It shakes you out of numbness. It removes the excuses you have repeated for years. September 4 is the alarm bell. It rings whether you are ready or not. You can cover your ears and collapse back into sleep, or you can rise and face the clarity it brings. The power of September 4 is that it does not ask politely. It pushes, it demands, it calls forward the essence of who you are. Spiritual awakening is not about escaping reality, it is about seeing reality for what it is. And on this day, you cannot hide, you cannot pretend. The illusions you build to protect yourself from truth will fall apart. That is the judgment of this day. And yet, within that judgment lies freedom, because when the false dissolves, only the real remains. Awakening on September 4 means facing yourself with no filter. It means recognizing the patterns you have lived that kept you small, the habits that weakened your body, the thoughts that poisoned your mind, the emotions that enslaved your spirit. It means standing before the mirror of life and accepting what you see, not with shame, but with determination to transform. To awaken is to take full responsibility. To awaken is to no longer wait for someone else to save you. To awaken is to realize that strength, clarity, and peace have always been within you, waiting for you to claim them. September 4 is dramatic because it does not allow delay. The illusions that kept you asleep will not survive this day. The distractions that numbed your awareness will lose their power. September 4 strikes like lightning. It illuminates everything at once. The shadows you avoided will be visible. The truth you ignored will stand before you. Awakening is not easy, but it is necessary because the life you desire cannot exist inside the chains of your old self. When awakening happens on September 4, there is no turning back. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you know, you cannot return to not knowing. Collapse comes from resisting this awakening, from clinging to the false, from refusing to let go of what is already crumbling. Rise comes from surrendering to truth, from allowing yourself to shed the old skin, from stepping boldly into the unknown with trust. September 4 divides these paths sharply. Collapse keeps you bound. Awakening through rise sets you free. The spiritual awakening of September 4 is not mystical in the sense of escape. It is practical in the sense of transformation. It teaches you that every thought is energy, every action is a seed, every habit is a foundation. Awakening is seeing how you have been creating your reality unconsciously and finally deciding to create it with awareness. It is the end of blaming, the end of waiting, the end of sleeping through your own life. On this day, life shows you that everything you need has always been inside you, but the question is whether you are willing to open your eyes and use it. Awakening is fire. It burns away illusions, but it also brings warmth and light. September 4 is the fire that forces you to shed what no longer belongs to you. Old fears, old doubts, old stories, they cannot survive in this fire. What remains is pure, sharper, stronger. The self that rises on September 4 is not the same self that entered the day. It is a self reborn through clarity, a self freed from chains, a self prepared to walk a higher path. This day is heavy because awakening is heavy. It asks you to let go of comfort, to let go of false safety, to let go of the familiar that has been slowly destroying you. September 4 demands courage. It demands that you look beyond what is easy and embrace what is real. The awakening it brings is not for those who want to sleep. It is for those who are willing to break, to burn, to rise. On September 4, spiritual awakening is not optional. It is the judgment you cannot avoid. If you collapse, it is because you refuse to awaken. If you rise, it is because you embraced it fully. This day carries the force of destiny. It separates the dreamer from the awakened. It strips away illusions and leaves only truth. And in that truth, the choice is simple. Remain asleep and collapse, or awaken fully and rise. September 4 does not wait. It does not soften. It does not bend. It delivers awakening with fire, and only those who are willing to face it will step into their highest self. September 4 is not only the day of judgment, it is also the day of preparation revealed. Nothing that happens on September 4 is random. It is the sum of your discipline, the reflection of your choices, the outcome of how you have been living. Preparation is the difference between collapse and rise. Without preparation, you will be thrown into fear, confusion, and weakness. With preparation, you will face the storm with calmness, clarity, and power. This day does not reward words or empty intentions. It rewards action, practice, and readiness. To prepare for September 4 means you have built strength in silence. It means you have trained your body to endure, your mind to focus, and your spirit to remain unshaken. When the weight of September 4 falls, your preparation becomes visible instantly. There is no pretending on this day. You either built the foundation or you did not. Preparation is not glamorous, it is not loud, but it is the only reason you will stand when others collapse. Practical preparation begins with clarity. On September 4, chaos will try to blind you. If your vision is unclear, you will stumble. But if you have trained yourself to see through distraction, you will remain steady. Preparation means cutting away the unnecessary, refusing to waste energy on what weakens you, and sharpening your focus on what strengthens you. Clarity is your weapon on September 4. It is the light in the storm. Without it, you are lost. With it, you find your path even when everything shakes around you. Balance is the next step of preparation. September 4 tests not just your strength but your stability. If your life has been built on extremes, if you swing between highs and lows, you will be pulled apart. Balance means steady breathing, steady thinking, steady being. It means not overreacting when pressure arrives. Preparation is training yourself to stay balanced no matter what appears. On September 4, this balance will decide whether you collapse into panic or rise into control. Readiness is not something you can fake. It is cultivated through discipline. September 4 does not care what you plan to do. It cares what you practice daily. Did you feed your body with strength or poison it with neglect? Did you train your mind to focus or weaken it with distraction? Did you build your spirit with truth or hide it under illusion? These are the questions answered by your preparation. September 4 will not ask you for excuses. It will show you the results of your choices. The dramatic nature of September 4 is that it compresses time. All the days before it, all the small actions, all the repeated habits are revealed in one sharp moment. If you prepared, the storm cannot shake you. If you did not, the storm destroys you. This is why preparation is sacred. It is the hidden work that carries you when the test arrives. Nobody sees the training while it happens, but everyone sees the strength it creates when Judgment Day comes. Preparation is also about discipline of thought. September 4 will magnify every fear and doubt inside you. If you have not learned to command your thoughts, you will drown in negativity. But if you have trained to observe, to control, to direct your mind, you will remain untouched by the chaos. Preparation means you no longer allow fear to control you, but instead use fear as a reminder to grow sharper, stronger, more aware. Spiritually, preparation is about truth. If you have been living behind masks, September 4 will rip them away. If you have been lying to yourself, September 4 will expose it. The only preparation that matters is to live in alignment with truth. When you prepare your spirit in honesty, no storm can shake you. Lies collapse, truth endures. That is why on September 4, only the authentic will rise. Do not mistake preparation as something you begin at the last moment. September 4 does not allow shortcuts. Preparation is the daily work, the consistency, the patience you showed long before this day. It is the choice to wake early and strengthen your body. It is the choice to focus your mind when others waste theirs. It is the choice to walk with awareness when others walk blind. Preparation is not one act. It is a way of life. And on September 4, this way of life either protects you or betrays you. The weight of September 4 is heavy, but preparation turns heaviness into strength. The unprepared collapse under the pressure. The prepared grow sharper, more powerful, more awakened. Preparation is the shield, the sword, the root, the anchor. Without it, the storm owns you. With it, the storm reveals your mastery. This day is not a punishment, it is a mirror. And the mirror does not lie. September 4 will show you exactly how much you prepared. If you collapse, it means you chose avoidance. If you rise, it means you chose discipline. Preparation decides which side you stand on. And the truth is, no one else can prepare for you. No one else can give you the strength you need. Preparation is personal, it is internal, it is yours alone. September 4 is the judgment, but the judgment is already written in your preparation. The work you do now is the voice that will speak on that day. The sweat, the discipline, the silence. the sacrifice, all of it will rise to defend you when the storm comes. Collapse or rise, the answer is already inside you. And preparation is the only way to make sure that when September 4 arrives, you will not break, you will not run, you will not collapse, you will stand, you will rise. September 4 is the day where the chosen ones are revealed, not chosen by chance, not chosen by luck, but chosen by their actions, by their discipline, by the strength they have forged in silence. September 4 is the separation point. It divides those who only spoke of growth from those who lived it. It is the moment when all masks are removed and only the prepared stand firm. The chosen ones are not selected from above, they are self-chosen through the lives they built. September 4 exposes this truth with absolute clarity. On this day, life does not ask for your promises, it asks for your proof. The chosen ones are those who already proved themselves long before this day arrived. They are the ones who trained their bodies while others slept, who sharpened their minds while others drowned in distraction, who cleansed their spirits while others hid behind illusion. September 4 does not create the chosen ones, it reveals them. The storm does not make you strong, it shows where the strength was already there. The dramatic force of September 4 lies in its sharp separation. Some will collapse, lost in fear, swallowed by their unpreparedness. Others will rise, carrying a calm power that cannot be broken. The chosen ones belong to the second group. They are not louder than others, but they are steadier. They are not flawless, but they are unshakable. When the pressure intensifies, they do not beg for escape. They breathe, they focus, they endure. This is the mark of the chosen. To be among the chosen on September 4 means you have not wasted your life on comfort. You have faced discomfort willingly, knowing it is the only path to growth. You have endured pain without allowing it to harden your heart. You have walked through fear without letting it command you. These are the qualities September 4 demands. Not perfection, but resilience, not luxury, but discipline, not illusion, but truth. Those who cultivated these qualities will rise unmistakably on this day. September 4 also teaches that being chosen is not about superiority over others. It is not about power over the world. It is about mastery over yourself. The chosen ones are those who conquered their own weaknesses, who disciplined their own chaos, who learned to rule their own mind. On this day, those who failed to do so will collapse, and those who succeeded will stand like mountains. The storm respects no one, but it bows to those who are unshakable within. This is why September 4 feels like judgment. It is the day of unveiling. It shows you whether you belong to collapse or to rise. The chosen ones are revealed not because they are given favor, but because they prepared relentlessly. They did not wait for a special moment. Every day before September 4 was their training ground. And now the moment has come where their effort becomes undeniable. For those who collapse, the day is painful, but even in collapse, there is a message. The message is that you have not yet chosen yourself. You have delayed growth, avoided truth, and now the judgment shows it. But even in collapse, the door is open to rise again. If you decide to prepare, if you decide to commit, September 4 strips away illusions so that even collapse becomes awakening. But only those who accept the lesson will transform. For those who rise, September 4 is not just survival, it is confirmation. It is the recognition that their sacrifices, their silence, their struggles were not wasted. They stand chosen because they built themselves into that position. They are not shaken, not because the storm is small, but because they have made themselves greater than the storm. The chosen ones shine not with arrogance, but with clarity, showing others what is possible when discipline becomes a way of life. September 4 reminds us that the chosen path is narrow. Not everyone will walk it. Many will choose comfort instead of challenge, distraction instead of focus, illusion instead of truth. On this day, those choices will show their cost. But for those who chose discipline, strength, and awareness, September 4 is the moment they step into their higher self without hesitation. This separation is not cruel, it is necessary. Without separation, there is no growth. Without judgment, there is no awakening. The chosen ones of September 4 carry responsibility. To rise is not only to prove yourself, but to guide others, to inspire others, to show others that collapse is not the end, but the beginning of a higher journey. The chosen stand not just for themselves, but as living examples of what discipline and awareness can create. On this day, their presence becomes a light in the storm, a reminder that rising is possible for anyone willing to commit. September 4 is the great unveiling, the day where the chosen are revealed by their preparation, by their courage, by their truth. This day will not be soft. It will not spare anyone. It will separate without hesitation. Collapse will swallow some, rise will carry others, and the chosen will be known by their strength. To be chosen is not to be lucky, it is to have chosen yourself every single day before this one. And now, on September 4, the world sees the result. The chosen ones are those who have decided never to collapse, no matter how heavy the storm. They are those who carry balance, clarity, and truth within themselves. They are those who rise, not because the day is easy, but because they have put themselves for this exact moment. September 4 reveals them. September 4 confirms them. September 4 belongs to them.